So I usually don't post videos like this on my nature channel. I do have another channel where I talk about other stuff, but this is nature related. The hardest part, I swear, for someone who is a nature lover, a true nature lover, is knowing when to not involve yourself with nature and let nature take its course and just do what it does. Like knowing when to step in and knowing when to step out. That is the hardest part because you want to save everything. I actually had a dream the other night where no one was listening to me when I was trying to do something, and I was screaming, save the animals, save the animals. And I woke up and I was so mad, and that was like pounding in my head. I'm like, save the animals, okay, which I do all the time. I save spiders in the house. Yes, I've saved roaches. I've saved lizards, rats, mice. Haven't had to save a bird, so that's good. And what I mean by that is, you know, I humanely trap mice and rats and release them in a wooded area back into the wild. You know, I saw a millipede getting attacked by ants, and I moved it out of the way, and threw it in the trees, you know, away. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like little things like that. It doesn't mean anything to you in the scope of things, but it means the world to that little animal, to that little creature. And what I'm dealing with right now is it's spring in Florida, I guess, summer, and there's a lot of baby ducks in the area, baby Muscovies, and the name of the duck that I always forget. It's like I don't know, but there's two sets of ducklings, two different ducks, and they come around often, and they're bigger, but they're still usually hang out with their mother duck. And yes, there's gators in the lake, and I've only seen one little one lately, which is a good thing, because if they get too big, they take them out, and if they become a nuisance, and they humanely trap them, and they take them, release them into probably the Everglades or someplace around here, right? So great. But usually the baby duckies disappear quite quickly when they're really tiny. This time they didn't. So there's two sets of ducks, and there's like a lot of them. So we've been seeing them come around. They come up on the shore. They sleep under the trees. I always feel very safe here. If you've followed me for a while, you've seen. And actually, I can hear them right now. It's gonna drive me crazy. I have ears like a dog, and I came home and I noticed right away, I heard a chirp, 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 chirp in my ear. And of course I'm going like this around the yard, and I see something across the lake. Get the binoculars, I look, and it's a lone baby duck calling for its mom. Being me, I'm like, oh my God, you know, he's not moving. Is he stuck in a fishing line or something? You never know. And that's the thing, is if it was stuck in a fishing line, that would be where I would come in and try to help it and then set it free. But I went over there, and it had come back over to the other side of the lake. I'm like, oh my God. So it's going around chirping, looking for its mother. And I heard it go, like, if it was staying in one place, I would be kind of worried, but it seems to be moving around looking for her. And that's the thing, is for my very first thought is, let me call a wildlife place. There's a lost duck. Yes, this is the way I think. And I grabbed a cat carrier and a pair of gloves and a towel. And I'm like, you know, if I have to save it, you know, but I'm not really, this is where I'm like, I've saved a few things in the last few days. Nothing big, but big. like I said, I save a lot of things, bugs from the house and stuff, but when I see a baby duck like that, it's so hard for me not to want to intervene, but knowing when it's not right and when to step out. Like, I don't want to take that duck away from its mother if it finds it. And I mean, catching a baby duck in the middle of a lake is nearly impossible, and it's not flying. I mean, they're kind of bigger. They're not like chicks anymore. So, but it's like, this is where I have to take a step back and go, okay, you can't save everything. It may be fine. It may not. But in the scope of things, nature will do its thing, and I can't do anything about it. That's what bugs me, and I have to know when to step out. So it's just a little message for me, I guess, to say, you know, you can try to save as many things as you can, but know when to take a step back. So just a quick update. The ducks are actually over here on the bank, and I got my question answered. When the ducks, the chicks, are actually kind of still young, the mother starts to leave them alone for periods of time, and then she comes back to get them to learn independence. I was in my room and I started hearing all these beep, 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 and I looked outside and I saw 4 of them. So, and that's when it clicked. I was like, oh, it was like, it's that time for the mother to start to leave them alone so they can gain independence and be their own duck. So there you go.